Hi everyone, it is me from the future. Um well, I don't know when I'm going to post or share this video, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate all of the overwhelming, honestly, love and support I received on, I guess it was the I feel so alone video, because I honestly don't even remember posting it or what I said. But for some reason, that video got so many more views than I'm used to, and so many just loving, supportive, uplifting comments. And I'm always shocked too, because I'm like, oh, people are so nice and loving sometimes. Like, people are so, like, kind, kind and encouraging. But I've received so many, like, just really sweet messages from people. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. And also for all of my new subscribers, because I want to say I'm almost at the time I'm filming this, I'm at 1,578. So close to 2,600. And I don't know, anytime I get growth, honestly, anytime people watch my videos, comment, support them, I just appreciate it all, because one, I never expected anyone to care about what I have to say, right? Or like watch my videos. And I've said this in other videos as well, how, I started this channel as kind of just like a very like just random whatever channel. Like, I was not putting effort into posting. I was just posting whatever random clips of my life, just for like my own, like just for like kicks and giggles, honestly. Like, I was just like, it's whatever. And the fact that that has grown into me having over 2,000 subscribers and being monetized. And I've had other YouTube channels that I've had for way longer than this one that I haven't even been monetized on. So I just really appreciate it. And I do think, like, I really appreciate that a lot of people tell me that, like, I help them in some way, and that me just speaking on certain topics. And here's the thing about it, like, I'm just not one to like fake things. Like, there's so many YouTubers on here that just fake their lifestyle, fake their like everything, like fake their personality even, to get like followers, or try to make themselves like match a certain aesthetic, or be like this quirky type person. And I honestly feel like it feels a lot better knowing that there's people who support me for just being myself and being honest, and not trying to fake things, and not trying to pretend I have it all together. Because, there's so many things I know I could be better at. There's so many things that I'm trying to figure out in my own life, and I try to be honest and share, like, just be realistic and authentic, honestly, is how I try as much as possible. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job at doing that. Like, I'm not trying to like pretend to be something that I'm not, and it feels great knowing that there's people who support me for just being myself. But that being said, there's still like a lot of things that I'm working on in my life. So I've been posting things about 3-ish months behind my actual life, and I probably won't be back on schedule till probably November. And especially with the situation I'm in, with like probably having to be moved out a lot sooner than later, which I was hoping to be moved out by the end of this year, or like by the beginning of next year, but it might be before November now. So there's so much that I'm, you know, kind of trying to refigure out in my life. Um but at the end of the day, I was about to start stressing out, but you know what? I just said, this is all a part of God's plan. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm not going to stress myself out. And honestly, I feel like one of the good things that is coming out of me being in the situation I'm in right now is it's forcing me to like get on my, it's forcing me to like really save and have self control. And I've been doing really good at it. Like, I haven't wanted to shop y'all at all. And well, that's not true. I have wanted to buy things. Like, I've been really wanting to buy the Too Faced chocolate palette. It's on sale on TikTok shop, and I might allow myself to get it as just like my last thing I purchase for myself. Because the next 6 weeks I pretty much am going to be on, what's the word, on go mode. So I'm hopefully starting another job soon. Because I'm trying to, well, today is September 13th. So it actually is, yeah, for I have 6 weeks essentially to try to save as much money as possible, because my dad wants me to be moved out by the end of October. Um and I don't really, was not really planning or expecting him to, well, there's just a whole lot of things. I pretty much just wasn't prepared, and so now I'm trying to be like, okay, well, let me do whatever I can to make sure I'm prepared, as prepared as I can be, since obviously my dad is, um I don't know. I guess my dad is just, he's going through whatever his own stresses, I'm sure, because, and this is just realistic, he's trying to hold on to two houses when he can't afford both of them, and he needs the extra rental income in order to afford both houses, which is why he's putting pressure on me to move out. And what I was saying, like in my previous videos, how I feel as though my dad, well, one, if I was in his position, I probably would have sold a house. Like, if I can't afford to pay for two houses, then I can't afford to rent the house, is how I would look at it, because renting out a house is not guaranteed income until you actually have someone living there. And so he's looking at it as like potential income, but really he has to invest all this money into repairs and everything else, and he still has to pay for both houses. So if you can't comfortably pay for both, whether or not someone's renting it or not, I feel like that's not a good position, in my opinion, to be in. But I understand his perspective. I just don't think it's the smartest choice he could have made. And basically, my mom had agreed to like help me get a loan to like purchase my dad's house and just pay off whatever else he owed on the house, if I could still live here. So that was what I was kind of hoping would happen, but my dad pretty much did not want to accept that offer, or is not interested in it, because he'd rather make his potential 2,100 a month, which is what this is my thing. I'm like, pretend having a potential $2,100 a month versus having a paid off house and not having to pay two mortgages. I would probably choose to not have to pay two mortgages. Personally, that's just me. But my dad, I guess, is just hyper focused on having his that 2,100, because he wants the, I guess he just wants the extra income, or what he feels is extra income, even though in reality it's not extra, because you still have bills for two houses. So I was kind of hoping that was what was going to happen, but it's not looking like that. So now I'm just like, and then even if that wasn't happening, I was hoping that my dad would let me, like, I was telling some friends who said they would be interested in moving. I was like, well, my dad's trying to rent his house, like it would be $700 a month each. And I had two people who said they were willing to do it, but I was like, I don't know when the house would be ready for my dad to rent it. So that wasn't an option. And then my dad just told me, I guess yesterday, I can't remember. I guess it was Tuesday. Today's Thursday. He told me Tuesday, oh, well, it's also not an option for you to rent it anymore. why. He didn't give me a reason why. He just said it's not an option for you. So I had basically the option to have the house be paid off and stay here and just, pay rent, pay back my mom, whatever, however that would have worked out. And also the option to have roommates and stay at the house. Both get taken away. So, and those were the ones I was most hoping would happen because they're just more cost efficient, honestly. I really don't want to have to pay rent anywhere right now because it's such a waste of my money to put money. And I get it. Most people pay rent. I understand that completely. There's not, like, the issue is that rent is way higher than what it's worth, and it's just like it's money that you'll never get back. If you're paying a mortgage, you're paying towards owning that house at least. But rent is more than a lot of people's mortgages, and you're never going to own the apartment. So it's just kind of like, to me, feels like a waste of money paying rent, which is why if I am paying rent, it needs to be somewhere that is like very cost efficient. I don't want to be paying more than something's worth, and I also don't want it to be like more than a fourth of my income, because I also want to, if I'm paying like so much money towards rent that I can't save money for any, like, an emergency or anything else, it's just not cost efficient, is how I look at it. But since I don't have the option to stay here anymore, that's kind of like I have to either get my own place or find a roommate to get a place or find a room somewhere, which honestly I would prefer mostly to have my own place, because I went from having an entire house to moving back with my dad, and then I don't want to go from that to like just having a room. But sometimes I might not be able to control that. Might have to take whatever options are available, which is whatever. My mom said I can use her storage unit for anything that I'm not going to be able to take with me wherever I end up going, which right now I have no idea where that's going to be. Like, just being quite honest, like, I really don't have a plan in place, because my plan was hoping I would be able to stay here and get roommates, or that I would be able to like purchase the home and pay towards the house in rent, basically like rent to own, basically. So the two options I was hoping the most for are pretty much don't seem likely to happen. I mean, who knows? It could change, but I just have to accept, that things might not turn out the way I wanted them to, and I just have to be okay with it. But I really just think like I I don't feel like I haven't felt like I make enough to afford anywhere, but that might just be me like not not budgeting, I guess, my money correctly, which is also probably true. But I feel like I need to be making at least 3,000 or more before or after taxes to like comfortably pay rent somewhere. Like, I don't want to be like feel like I'm struggling, right? And um I don't want to be stressed out paying rent somewhere, obviously. Like, that's not, I don't think anyone would want that. Like, if I live somewhere, I want to know, like, okay, this is a place I can afford. I don't want to be stressed, like, oh, how am I going to make rent? How am I going to pay this? So that was one of the main reasons told myself, well, if I move anywhere, I want to be able to pay 3 months rent up front, so that I don't have to worry about my rent for the first 3 months. After the first month, start paying rent like normal. So I'm always paid 3 months ahead. That would be my plan if I move anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. But I have to have the money saved. And so I want to be honest. I have not been saving money the way I should be. I know that for a fact. And I feel like this situation is basically forcing me to be like, okay, you can't keep spending money, eating out the way that you were, because you're not going to be able to afford well, one, I won't be able to maximize my savings, but I won't be able to afford, I can't keep up that lifestyle, and it's also just wasting the money I've been making. So I just want to be like, be a lot smarter with my money. So that is my plan, basically. So for the next 6 weeks, we are going to try to save as much as we can. I think I should be able to save at least 2,000, y'all. Like at least 2,000, but if I want to save as much as possible and as close to $3,000 as I can, because the one place I was looking at, it I thought it was under 800, but it's when I was starting the application or looking at the application, it went up to 870. I'm not sure why. We'll have to go in person and maybe ask about that. Like, why does it say it's 790 but the actual cost is this? But I'm also considering a roommate. But the whole other thing was, I wasn't sure. I don't feel like I'm ready to sign a lease here. I didn't want to be stuck in a lease, but we're just gonna pray about it and trust God through this whole situation. But make sure I'm doing my part. Like, I don't want to keep wasting money and, not prioritizing my savings, so that when the time does come, at least I'm somewhat prepared and have finances to cover whatever expenses I'm gonna have eventually. So I just have to, like, honestly be an adult and not be wasteful, which the time has come, and I feel like the time has been come. But sometimes it takes like a certain amount of pressure for me to do things, to for me to act the right way. And that's just me being honest. I've been a procrastinator most of my life. So one thing about me is, but I thrive under pressure in a certain way, because it's like, it's the motivation I need to actually do things sometimes. So, like, the fact that I have to save money, not that I need to, I have to, or I won't be able to do anything if, October comes and I can't find anywhere to stay. At least I want to know I have the money to afford to sustain myself until I find a place, in whatever situation that ends up being. But I think it's just like, it takes a certain amount of pressure for me to, like, get it together. And being a procrastinator is like, you wait until like the last minute and then you get it done. So that's kind of been me most of my life, is that I mean, I don't want to be that way. Like, procrastination is kind of stressful, but I know I thrive under that pressure. Like, it doesn't scare me that I only have 6 weeks. I'm just like, okay, we got 6 weeks to get it done, and that's it. I either do it, get as close to doing it as I can, but at the end of the day, I think I'll be just fine. The only main issues or concerns I have right now is my hours at my job got decreased, so I'm not really certain I'll be getting the hours I need at my job. But I can't stress about that either, because that's also out of my control. I just have to do my best with what I got, and what I got is what I got. I hopefully will be able to start this new job that I interviewed for today maybe next week. But I also was planning a trip to the beach. So basically, I didn't go to the beach this entire summer. So even though I just took my little girls trip to Charleston, I still really wanted to go to the beach because there's a beach that's like less than a 4-hour drive from where I live. So it's not, it would be like a cute little weekend trip. One of my old coworkers said she'd go with me, and it would be super, it wouldn't be like a super expensive trip, obviously, but it was kind of like, is my last hurrah before I have to like crack down for sure, for sure. So that's the only thing I'm planning on doing because, like I said, I just want to go to the beach at least once. Like, summer's already almost over. It's September. So that's the last trip I have planned for a bit. And then the next thing is going to be, well, I'm not even going to stress about this. I'm supposed to be going on another trip for a birthday, and that is an exciting trip, but I'm also not certain I'll be able to go right now. So I'm not going to I don't know if I'm committed to that one right now because, again, like, my living situation kind of has to be a bigger priority. But I know as long as I'm like doing what I need to do to save money, that it should be fine. And it's not going to be a super expensive trip either. But I also, just like I said, I really just have no desire to spend any money at this point. Like, I feel like I'm going to do really well, and probably not even just for the 6 weeks, like probably until like for the next 2 months is what I want to like maximize my savings. And maybe if I can do it for 6 weeks, then I can do it till for the rest of the year, and just, make sure I am being smart with my money and not being wasteful, because the things that I buy are not things that are necessary. They're things that I have, like, I don't need more makeup, I don't need more clothes, I don't need anything that I've purchased in the past like 2 or 3 months. It really just comes down to, like, if it's not necessary, I don't want to buy it. And then maybe after the end of this year, after going over 3 months without spending money, maybe I'll allow myself to do like a shopping spree if I feel like it. But honestly, right now, I don't have the desire to shop at all. I feel like I've oversatiated myself with shopping, so I think I'm good. I might, though, tomorrow we'll see how I'm feeling. I might allow myself to buy this the Too Faced chocolate palette, because I kind of do want that as like my last thing. But we'll see how I feel. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really just wanted to say I appreciate all of the people, my new subscribers, old subscribers, anyone who's like been supportive of me on my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. I really never expected to have any subscribers, this many. Like, when I started this channel, I had like 17 subscribers for like the first year of me being on YouTube. So it's just still like mind-blowing that anyone watches my videos, that anyone even cares. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I thankful and grateful for every single one of you. And yeah, hopefully from here on out we just have more positive, well, I don't think this is a negative video, but I just think like I trust that everything happens for a reason. Everything's going to work out how it's meant to work out. God puts you in situations to teach you things, to help you grow. I was praying for God to help me save, and he brought a situation where I have to save, which is going to help me save. So it's just like, you can't always, like, everything happens for a reason. Things will work out how they're meant to work out. I've always turned out just fine. Regardless of how stressful a situation might feel, I know God's got me. So I just want to encourage anyone going through like any type of situation, don't give up. Keep trusting and believe in God for things. He is going to make a way for you. He's always made a way for me, even in situations that seem really, really bad. Like, God's made a way for me out of all of those things. So even if you're going through something extremely hard, don't give up, and just trust and believe. Do your part though. Make sure you're like putting your best foot forward, your best effort forward, because you don't want to give up either. Like, things might be hard, but don't give up. Keep pushing through. I am not against like working hard to get the things that you want or you need out of life, but I also know it's like your hard work can take you so far, but you can get so much further trusting God than you ever will on your own. Like, God can just open up so many more doors and opportunities for you than you could ever open for yourself. So it's just like you can't always be 100% dependent on yourself. I personally think like being dependent on God is always going to get you the best in a situation, but it doesn't mean you're not trying, you're not working, or you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do, because we're also still called to like work hard. And what's that Bible verse? Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will succeed. So you are supposed to work hard at whatever you do in life and put your best effort in, and trust God still. Like, do those things, but also trust God. So that's pretty much my plan. I'm probably going to be working closer to like 60 hours a week. So, it might be a little challenging, but I'm willing to do what I have to do. At this point, it's just like you got to do what you got to do. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to, whatever. It is what it is. You just have to do what you got to do sometimes. And if that's what I have to do to save the amount of money I need to save, then so be it. I'm not against working. I really would rather have a job where I have guaranteed 40 hours a week, honestly. So having two jobs kind of make sure I'm working at least 40 hours, but probably will be working more, and I just will have to push through. So yeah, bye guys.